I am a first-time mom, and I feel like I have waited forever for this moment. I have had the most beautiful pregnancy journey, and I wanted to share my first trimester experience with you. I'm going to do separate parts, first trimester, second trimester, and third trimester, to tell you all symptoms, memories, and things like that. So being that we conceived via IVF, we found out really early, like I was 3 or 4 weeks. If you want to know more about that experience, how we conceived, how we got this moment, it took us 3 years, almost 3 years. You can go back and watch the previous videos, but we found out early, so that means I have paid attention to many symptoms, many moments before probably people who conceive naturally will start paying attention. I won't go into many details about finding out and how we found out. I left that in the other video, but we were excited at this point. So I probably also ignored certain symptoms that was very small because I was just living in the moment and super excited to be pregnant. But here are some of the symptoms I do remember and I did have. I do want to mention the few symptoms I did have before finding out I was pregnant, because some people feel like you know before, or there are symptoms before, and I didn't want to dig deep into those symptoms because I had symptom spot before and they were all failures. But some things that I do remember before finding out I was pregnant was I had some fluttering in my stomach. Like it was just this weird feeling, like just little flutters. I did have a really bad headache leading up to taking the pregnancy test. I was a tad bit more tired than usual. Like I would find myself taking like little 10 to 15 minute power naps. And I'm like, I'm not a napper. So I was just kind of like, but I was also on medication. So I wasn't sure if it was the meds. Again, I didn't want a symptom spot. So that was one of them. And then I had a dream of having a child. And I'm a dreamer, but I haven't had a baby dream in like years. So when I had a dream, I was kind of like, I'm not going to dig deep into it, but that was a sign, because they do say your dreams become more vivid and you have dreams often when you are pregnant. And I feel like I had a feeling of just knowing. Like I had this inner knowing symptom. Like it's not a symptom, but I just feel like I knew. I was like, I know I'm pregnant, but I didn't dig deep into it because I feel like I knew before and I wasn't pregnant. So those are some of the symptoms I had before confirming pregnancy. I'm grateful that I didn't have many symptoms. Like I did not experience morning sickness. I threw up one time throughout my entire pregnancy, but it was me waking up and not eating for like the first 3-4 hours. And I then ate something and I kind of just threw that up. I guess I waited too long to eat. That was something like the hunger. My symptom, I had a symptom of being hungry, like a little more hungry than normal, but I was still going by how I would before finding out I was pregnant. So I went a little longer without eating, which caused me to throw up. But I did not have like days where I was sitting next to the toilet or had a bucket next to me. I'm grateful. But I did experience a little nausea here and there, but I used to have these little ginger chews, but I'll get nauseous here, get nauseous there, but not in a sense of like morning sickness or like I'm throwing up or anything like that. Also, back pain. I did have some back pain. I do remember that. I didn't have any extreme cravings. It was just this one time I wanted Taco Bell. I haven't ate Taco Bell in years, like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years, like a long time. And I just was like, oh, I want Taco Bell one night. And it was like 11 o'clock at night. This was still during the first trimester. And babe drove me to get Taco Bell, but it was weird. It was strange. That was one off because I didn't have any cravings. But that one time I do remember saying, oh, I want Taco Bell. I did nap a little more. So I probably took a nap. I didn't nap every day. Again, I'm not a napper. I be up. When I'm up, I'm up. But I probably took 2 or 3 naps in a week. So I napped probably 2 or 3 times out the week, and probably for like 2 hours. Like I took a good nap, and that was something that was different. So I was a little more tired. And the last symptom I remember for first trimester was I had breast soreness. Like my breasts hurt. Like they were hurting. Touching them or putting a shirt on, lifting my arms, they were getting heavier and they did hurt. Some important memories from first trimester that I want to notate is, one, we had a pre-planned date to an R&B symphony. I'll put some pictures here. I don't know if we took any videos, but we bought tickets prior to finding out we were pregnant and was like, okay, if we are not pregnant, it'll be a nice date to kind of get our mind off and just spend time together. And if we are pregnant, it'll be like our first celebratory date. So we did go to an R&B symphony where they played the violins, and it was beautiful. And that was our first date after finding out we were pregnant. We did go eat burgers, which was really good. And it was interesting because the person who took our order, she was just like, oh, what did she say? I don't remember verbatim what she said, but I do remember her kind of saying, oh, you're not going to want that since you're pregnant. You're not going to want that. That's, you know, you shouldn't be eating that, or you're not going to want that. And I'm like, pregnant? How you know I'm pregnant? Like, or what makes you say I'm pregnant? She was like, oh, it's just something about your glow, something about your aura. And I'm like, what? I literally had found out I was pregnant probably like less than a week before being there. So that was very interesting. Also, I did experience, or was able to celebrate, my first Mother's Day. We found out, I think, on May 5th or 4th or something like that. And Mother's Day was like the 11th or 12th. Babe got me, I won't even say she did buy things, but she also created most of my Mother's Day gifts, and they were beautiful. I had a shadow box that was made with the needle, the pregnancy test, the baby embryo picture. I also had this box. She put small boxes inside of smaller boxes, and it was boxes inside of boxes with pictures and telling our story and journey. I also had balloons and things. I'll insert pictures and videos here so that you can see, but experiencing that first Mother's Day it was a day that I prayed and wished for. And a lot of Mother's Days before that, my mother is not here. My mama passed when I was 8, so I always just kind of, Mother's Day was just whatever to me. However, when we started our journey of trying to conceive, Mother's Day really was a reminder of my failures, but also a reminder of my mom not being here and me wanting to be a mom. So it was always a harder day throughout the year, and this was the first one I was able to celebrate. So very important memory I want to have. We did go to an Atlanta Dream basketball game, a WNBA game. They played against Dallas Wings. That was fun. Cool. Like, it was another date that we had. First trimester, we had our first ultrasound at our fertility clinic before they discharged us. And we were able to, I'm not sure if we heard the heartbeat. No, we saw the heartbeat. And yeah, that was a moment. I'll put a picture here of our first ultrasound that we had. So all of this is still in the month of May because my wife's birthday was also in May 22nd. And we were able to celebrate her birthday. I had already kind of planned out her birthday prior to finding out, but I took her on a coffee and donut tour. She loves coffee. She loves donuts. So not took her on, I created one. So I found like 5 or 6 different coffee shops for her to try, 5 or 6 donut spots for her to try. The Atlanta Dream game was a part of her birthday gift also. We just kind of chilled, but it was a birthday that she enjoyed. At the end of June, we did travel to Miami for my wife's grandmother's 70th birthday party, surprise birthday party. So we traveled to Miami. We were able to see family. No one knew we were pregnant at this time. But while we were there, we did tell our family. Well, not our family. We told my mother-in-law and we told our closest friends that we were pregnant in person while we were there. I'll be sure to insert their reactions and also some of the gifts that we bought them to tell them, which was very beautiful. We got a card for my mother-in-law. We got a candle for another friend, for a couple friend. We got them a wine bottle. The announcements was really cool. You guys are so funny.
Open it.
Oh my God, girl. What is this? They always do this.
Open it.
I always read the fine print. Wait. Let me read it. Wait. We're having a baby. I knew it. I knew it.
It's a late housewarming.
A late housewarming gift? I'm scared. What? Huh? You pregnant? Huh?
Yes.
Are you serious? Oh my god! It's really. Oh my gosh! Why did you take my? Ooh. Wait a minute. Whoa. What? Oh my god! And while we were there, also, we decided to take our announcement pictures, like our baby announcement pictures, and film the video for it because we got married on the beach. So we wanted to kind of bring that back around, kind of full circle. And we filmed our baby announcement video and took our pictures on the beach when we were there in Miami, which I'll insert those also. During the first trimester, we also solidified our contract or whatever it is, whatever it's called for the birth center. I did decide, we always kind of knew, and I always said it, I didn't want to have a hospital birth, but we knew that birth center, home birth was kind of more our route. And we found a birth center. We toured the birth center. We fell in love with the birth center, and we basically started to go to the birth center as our primary care provider. We did not go to an OB. Like, I have not seen an OB. I don't go to an OB. I deal strictly with midwives. We also had our baby registry done by 10 weeks. Crazy, I know. But when we found out, like, that's 6 weeks. So to kind of occupy our time and kind of just keep that excitement between us, we did our baby registry before telling anybody. It kind of just gave us something to do that's baby related without telling anybody, because we didn't want to tell people yet. So when we told our family in Miami, I was about 11 or 12 weeks by that time, but our baby registry was already done by week 10. And then the last thing that sticks out for trimester 1 is that I had a miscarriage scare. There was a medication that I was on that at a certain week, they tell you to stop it. I was on this medication because of IVF. And once I stopped this medication, nobody told me, but it's a norm. Once you stop this medication, it can cause you to bleed. So I stopped the medication, and the day after, I woke up to blood in the bed, and I was bleeding. So immediately I thought I was having a miscarriage because it was before 12 weeks. Contacted the midwives, went to the birth center. They checked and did everything, and everything was normal. They heard baby heartbeat, baby was moving. They checked on the ultrasound, everything came back fine. And they was like, we really think it was just the medication. But that day, oh my God, I was so sad. I was distraught, which obviously, if you know the story of how we got here and was able to conceive, I was distraught thinking that I was losing our baby, which I'm so glad that that wasn't the case. But I just wish somebody would have warned me before stopping the medication that, hey, you're going to bleed, and that is completely normal. But yeah, so that was first trimester. The next video will be second trimester, all of the symptoms and the memories that hold dear to our heart during the second trimester.